Seriously, massive game. A big game. We're underway here, and the one thing I'm going to be looking at between these two teams at the end of that game, I think there was a few times where OpTic Gaming needed to wait just a second for one another. They were trying to help the one player who was alive. In doing so, they kept themselves in the blender. Oddball, of course, a game type where you need to apply that similar philosophy as well. There are times to go, and there are times to wait. We'll see how OpTic Gaming looks with their pacing here in ball.
Shopify get the sniper rifle by the looks of things off of the break. It's going to be Royal 2, the man who just had an exceptional performance in our previous game, who has been hot with this weapon all finals long. Think about the first game, that assault that we saw on Fortress. Royal 2 with a sniper rifle in the armory. Well, this time he's got a chance to go back and do some more work with it. He doesn't have to worry about the opposition having a sniper because there's only one of them here on live fire.
Royal 2 sets the record for the longest hard scope at the C-Plat quick jump in history of play so far. And once again, I think a lot of people will have noticed, if you've been watching a lot of Halo Infinite, especially this season, the conservative openings from these two teams, right? Really slow off the opening because each team just looking for solid control.
Well, OpTic trying to scurry away with that ball back towards House and Garage. Renegade being an awkward kill, but last shot. Seems like it doesn't matter how you move, that reticle does not move off of your body if you find him.
Amazing shots indeed. Still 2 dead here. Looking for a little bit more control before they rotate the ball back. Pressure going to be coming from Big Door in just a second.
Obviously got a kill on Bourne, just being sneaky in the back of the base there. That might have bought Bound enough time to get that trade and keep the numbers scrappy where that oddball finds itself. 2 dead on either side once again. As if you needed an indication of how scrappy this fight has been.
Legend didn't see him in back window. Royal 2 gets to pick a very nice bait. And like we said, there's going to be times where you need to make plays like that. And that's going to blow things wide open. Now 3 dead for OpTic Gaming, all because Royal 2 sits in back A, sits in window, and catches Legend off guard. They will continue scoring.
The irony is, Legend was the one back on recharge in the first series. You're not listening, he said, make sure we're checking our corners.
Yes.
Sometimes you got to follow your own advice. 16 points have been put on the board, but OpTic have managed to break. OpTic have managed to get that odd ball into a neutral position. As the first kills are traded out between Renegade and Cycle. Formal looking for bodies at the moment. Can't really find anyone. Sneaks someone through the QT.
You might have the QT, but you're not going to get away from that reaction time from Formal. What a way to handle a QT player. 2 dead from both sides yet again.
It's just trade after trade after trade after trade at the moment. Last shot though, he's going to win that fight. Camo pop in as well, and Shopify are going to be sat on top of it. Cycle will get it, and now they can move that old ball away. They feel they have everything they need to get a little bit of time on the board here.
Formal saw him. You could tell Formal was able to eagle eye. However, it's good damage coming out. Cycle might get pinched here. Going to try to stay alive. That ball essentially was played by Shopify. Ooh, Cycle trying to stay alive here.
He is staying alive here. Gets a beat down when really he had no right to. Legend last alive, and he's just come off respawn as well. We'll have an LOS on this ball.
Really well handled there by Shopify. They only had 1 camo player alive around the ball. Cycle bought up a lot of time, and they essentially play the ball around scoreboard to maintain the 20-4 lead. And once again, it's low scoring for these two, low scoring for any level, because of how these teams are training, like you say, Mark.
Triple kill for Bound, or an unofficial one for sure, will open the door here for OpTic to get that ball in the hands of Renegade. 20 points on the board for Shopify, 11 points on the board for OpTic. Such a low-scoring game, and you can expect that with how many trades we are seeing in these team fights.
It's amazing, and honestly, as we talk about it a lot, the small margins, but you're seeing them perfectly displayed for you, that it is expected that each player will be able to get and at least do the expected amount of damage and kills, and you're seeing them just statistically hit that perfectly. Speaking of shots, Legend going to try to burn some ammo now. Also gets a stick, of course he does, and that's what we're talking about. Every kill you have to work for so hard because they're going to find a way to eke out extra damage. OpTic Gaming now scoring about to tie the game.
I just give you an indication again as well. Legend has to do something like that for OpTic to get 2 or 3 seconds of ball time. That's how tight this game is. That's how evenly matched these two teams are. 20-15 of 5 points. 1 minute 30 left on the game clock, by the way.
I think everyone's starting to watch the game clock now with only 126 left. This is one of the lowest scoring games, not just of the weekend, but ever probably in an oddball in a grand final.
Well, it was 3 dead for OpTic momentarily, and maybe this is going to be the biggest hold of the game. Coming in for Shopify Rebellion. Players flying through the big door. Bound doesn't get taken down, nor does Formal. Legend gets one, and just as I think it's going to be a hold for Shopify, it's 3 dead. Full Shopify, OpTic break cleanly, and now OpTic have that ball in their hands.
Frosty finally taken down as well. Royal 2 does respond though. Frosty stays alive long enough to get enough damage where the push is still coming here. Renegade still with QT, and somehow with 70 seconds left, it's just 28 to 21.
Perfect shots from him, has the QT away, and I don't think he really wanted to, knowing where that odd ball is.
Camo up.
Camo is coming up, like you say. Frosty's going to find Renegade, and there's going to be 2 players in the death screen for OpTic Gaming. I think Frosty and the rest of Shopify have recognized that if we just play Slayer for 50 seconds here, we win these fights, we win this round.
I think Formal has Camo. We'll take a look if that's still the case. It's going to be a big factor right now with 43 seconds left.
Reset bottom middle makes it even more difficult for OpTic to get access to it. Renegade gets that first kill though, Formal gets the second, and you're quite right. Formal does have that camo. Legend has that ball in his hands, and Psycho is the last alive for Shopify. 30 seconds left on the game clock, but OpTic finally will get that ball for long enough to go into a lead.
They go back into the lead. What a huge use of patient camo from Formal yet again. We've seen him do it so many times, but the game is not over just yet. 30 seconds on the game clock, but potentially a lot more scoring yet to happen.
Legend will get the first 2 players. Going to be pushing the dummies, gives information to OpTic Gaming about where this push is coming in, and it's 15 seconds to hold. 15 seconds to deny Shopify getting near that oddball, and they will be up by 1 here. He is 10 seconds into single digits now. OpTic running that ball away from Shopify.
Here comes the push. Legend needs to try to watch this angle. He's going to see A-Bags players. That's a big kill. More damage. There's 1 player left here in green.
Not going to get that near that oddball, and it's going to be OpTic who do close it out in one of the lowest scoring oddball rounds you will see in the Halo Championship Series, but OpTic will claim it as their own.
Gotta say, it really is amazing to see. We talked about it a lot, about the current meta of Halo Infinite is, first of all, you need to be ready to play so fast, but there are times where you need to be patient. You need to be slow and get control. And these 2 teams are doing it better than we've ever seen here in the ATS.
Formal immediately getting a little bit of ball time, by the way, because he's wrapping it back towards green. That's where the players from OpTic Gaming find themselves. And Frosty, with this sniper rifle, needs to start showing us why he is talked about as being the form player. Doesn't get it done this time, and Bound will collect that bounty now with the sniper rifle in his hand. He can lock down that camo lane.
Nice little body coming in from Bound. As we said, so difficult to push him, and the team is there to clean it up. 1 dead for each side.
Another body, another kill. Doesn't get traded, doesn't get a beatdown landed on him as well. Spike grenade should keep him alive for a few seconds, but more importantly, it's allowed Renegade to move in, pick that camo up, and OpTic picking up multiple kills, have oddball in the hands of Formal again.
He was 2 dead for just a moment here, but Renegade with the camo and the lead. This is very big in round number 2. Let's get into a listen and hear the hold.
Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball.
Just tires.
Watch your right.
You could go bottom mid.
We have ball.
Watching right side. Watch out demi-door, He's demi-door still. Demi-door. Go bottom mid. Get max demi-door. Could be right on him, guys.
Bottom mid 20.
Could be right. Must one big, must one big.
I spent green, guys. He might be big.
We're coming to watch.
Yo, watch your screen. You guys are straights. Nice. Bottom is up.
A-plat, I think.
We're watching
I
that.
think A-plat has guy. I'm not here. I hear him. Take A-plat.
Could be big on me. I'll see you soon.
Might play
We're here. I'm here, Sabri.
I'm top mid. Top mid second week.
Watch me.
What's up, guys?
A-plat and 8. He push.
Yeah, two screens. Two on mat. Quick.
Two shot on the dom. Cable's up now.
Nice.
They're behind you on the west street. On camera right now, one shot.
Yeah, shoot.
Trying to rotate ball to the Trading one, guys, row 2.
He has camera on me.
Trading 1, row 2.
Yo, one zombies. Guys. Missing Psycho camera.
Go trading, row 2.
Two dead,
guys, 2 dead.
Psycho camera.
Sniper and 5, guys. Sniper.
I can
Right here, tire, check. Right here, tire, crossing. On camera, guys. Tire, crossing. Tire, stop it.
Oh my god!
Go be top pick.
Keep good.
Take our time here,
Top mid. Minimum shot.
Ball dropped.
Yeah, one can be wide ball.
Not on ball right.
That's even timing. Yeah, bounce.
Cut cycle.
Tough.
Fine, live here.
Right, good. Nice, nice, nice.
Yo, watch out for
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Nice, 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 nice.
Top base, cement.
Turn us,
Top base. Nice.
You go down, sorry.
Could be big man, could be big.
All could be weak,
Yeah,
yeah. Both weak, both weak.
Bang, guys.
You guys are ball. Do one ball, one touch. Do one ball, one touch.
OpTic Gaming, 60 points on the board here. You can hear the comms. They sound pretty good, as you would expect at this stage of a grand final with how much is on the line. But it's Shopify who, in the last 30 seconds or so, have just started to get a bit of ball time. And there's a nuke from Royal 2.
What should have been a trade and a play ball instead becomes a huge Shopify advantage and opportunity. And what a shot. Absolutely dances around Formal. And now just like that, we're back to around the 44 game.
Still the ball in their hands. Here's Shopify. OpTic just got to be careful here. Frosty trying to fly out. Last shot's going to find a kill. QT's back to green. Grenade goes back towards Frosty. Renegade and Formal find kills. It's 3 dead for Shopify. OpTic near that oddball bottom middle as well. Renegade is immediately on the case.
Roll 2 with a very important kill there to just even things up just a bit here on the push. You heard Lunchbox turn and listen and saying, let's take our time here, guys. They have allowed Shopify to come back within 30, but OpTic Gaming firmly scoring once again. It's a 4v4 push, and the first pick comes in for OpTic Gaming.
Cycle gets put in his back there by Formal. Such an important kill for him. Renegade now in an important one of his own, and he'll win that. 3 dead for Shopify Rebellion. 75 points and rising here for OpTic Gaming. Already 1 round to the good here. This round would put them on even footing in this series if they can close out.
Not the first time that Shopify tried to go very fast, and it cost them again in this game. And that's why we see OpTic Gaming leading 82-33. Still a lot of time on the game clock, however, so this one's not over. Legend is your last player alive here for OpTic Gaming.
Last alive, trying to buy time, trying to wait for spawns to come in, and the spawns do come in. One shot finds one though. Legend, no shields. Cycle, no shields. Who's going to win this one? It's Cycle. And how important could that be for Shopify Rebellion? They keep the ball close. They keep themselves clustered up together with that ball in their hands. And they might give themselves a chance here.
And they get the late kill on Formal here in Rat as well. Formal is only just spawning right now, so the kills will continue to be traded out. However, Cycle's last player alive. He needs to have a very good rotation here towards teammates.
Tries to hit the G-slide, might have just missed that one. And down the chimney, it's not Santa Claus, it's going to be Legend who falls and steals that oddball away. Now rotating it back to tower. We haven't seen the oddball near the tower many times in this game so far, and now he doubles back. 2 dead for Shopify Rebellion. OpTic getting closer and closer to a map win here.
Barring a miracle here from Cycle and Royal 2, this should be the round.
Legend has that ball in his hands. No one from Shopify is going to tear this one out of his. And Legend will hold that oddball. OpTic will hold the dub.